gender when individuals or applicants come to this board for such things as PAC applications, so that the fees can be passed along to them. So again, borne by the applicant as opposed to the taxpayers. Now that is in addition to and separate from any seeker fees, State Environmental Quality Review Act costs. All right, and if again, just I don't think whatever reason it's in your mail package or your board package tonight, but I can read you the proposed resolution. It's just an amendment to Chapter 85 of the Code. Tonight states, today's meeting, if you will, whereas the Town Board and Town of Goshen has previously adopted a schedule of fees with respect to building, planning, and zoning application and inspection fees, and whereas the Town Board of the Town of Goshen does in certain instances receive applications for special permits, and whereas the Town Board of the Town of Goshen wishes to establish a schedule of fees for same, now therefore be resolved that Chapter 85 of the Code of the Town of Goshen, titled Fees, is hereby amended so as to add the following. Town Board fees, applications, special permit. The application will be $525, the same as it is at the planning board level, plus $120 per dwelling unit and or $55 for 1,000 square feet of floor area in the event the special permit involves construction, such as your PACs. And then there's an additional escrow deposit of $2,500. Again, same as the planning board. In other words, what you're doing is establishing, for public notice and for your own protection, the fee schedule for any special permits which come before the board, two of which you have now, one for a PAC and one for a utility substation. All right? And again, other than seeker, we could not pass along any fees to the applicant without so amending this. Because again, if you remember, in the old days, if you will, prior to 2008, your code reflected that all special permits went to the planning board, where the fees were covered. Now taking it upon yourselves, you need this jurisdiction authorization. And then simply so moved, and it requires a roll call vote.
Well, let me ask a question. These application fees and the escrow and whatnot will be processed by the planning board, by the building and
By the building department.
Okay.
Right. But as you know, under the code, you audit.
Do we need to have that as part of this resolution?
No.
Okay.
Just updating the code.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would someone like to make a motion regarding that resolution?
I'll move. Second.
I've got Newbold on the motion, Lyons on the second.
Any discussion?
You said we had two now, right? We have the station, O&R, and the PAC out on 207.
Right.
You talked specifically about per building, so in other words, it would seem to me like the PAC would be a much more expensive process than it would be for O&R. Is there an inequity there?
May not be, because it has to do with the applicant and the actual application to the board, as I'm sure you appreciate, George. At the planning board level, they get much more definitively detailed in terms of number of units, proposals, site plans, etc. At the town board, because we do a concept approval, it's very possible that you would never enter or access the per unit fee. You would take the application fee plus escrow, the escrow being driven by whatever professional fees. So I don't envision an applicant, like for a PAC, getting penalized because, again, just like they've been before us, they haven't finalized that application yet. They're here for concept approval.
But the town board would be the one to determine what that fee is.
Yeah, yes, meaning escrow, and yes, yes.
I mean, pursuant to what George is saying, we may just set aside the number of units and go with just the application.
Absolutely, because most times it's just concept.
Right.
And the application fee is how much?
$525.
Right.
Same as the planning board for its special permits.
But then we could charge per unit as well. Is that what you were saying?
I tend to think you would normally not, because if the applicant has any level of expertise or put it bluntly, intelligence, they're coming here for concept first. If you remember how we've broken it down in our code now, concept with us, the actual details, site plan and otherwise at the planning board. So until they make that application, which then they would be required to pay the per unit fee at the planning board level, we would not get into that.
Right.
We would just be concept.
And we essentially would be covered for whatever our fees would be with the escrow amount that you
Exactly.
said. That could continue to be
replenished and increased. Yeah, exactly. Because as you know, we've embarked upon work which the taxpayers should not be subsidizing.
Correct.
It being applicant driven.
right.
And because of the uniqueness, again, this board taking back the special permit concept approval status at this level, you have to cover, if you will, the fees, because otherwise our code, Chapter 85 speaks just to the planning board.
Good.
Right?
So we don't need a public hearing? We can just
No, if you
enact it
remember,
tonight?
right, when we enacted the fees, we put a special provision in the code itself, and I'll just read it to you directly. This schedule of fees provided in 85-1 may be modified from time to time by a resolution of the town board. Does not require local law.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Madam Clerk, we have a roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lyons?
Aye.
Councilman Capella?
Aye.
Councilman Newbold?
Aye.
Supervisor Bloomfield?
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Would someone like to make a motion that we adjourn?
You have time for a quick one?
Sure.
Oh, where are we going?
I like
That's all right.
Just to jog Mr. Hickok's memory, I know he had a question he wanted to ask tonight. Earlier in the year, he brought up the issue of application of pesticides on the town hall grounds.
Right.
Recently, as we were leaving, there was another marker out there for
Right.
pesticide application. Was there any follow-through on that?
What we're going to try to do is eliminate that in the next year's contract. We have this year's contract, which we have to live by. So that's all we're going to do.
I did make a note on that because of Mr. Hickok. Let's start to put just a reminder that that contract was stopped.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Poisoning everybody in here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And the Rio is only a block away.
Right, okay.
Could I just ask Dennis, what was the $120? You said $525 application.
Presently under our code, the planning board, if it was to receive this application, has a split fee application plus $120 per dwelling unit.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
That's the detail we were discussing, where that would be taken up at the planning board level, whereas this board normally would not get into the issues of number or count, only being concerned with concept.
Okay.
All right.
And one other question.
Sure.
What is the advantage, I think I missed what you said, to being in the Stop DWI? You said the police are entitled
The
to...
state pays us, the county, for that program. And so he has to sign off for the reimbursement of funds.
Right.
It's only from October to January.
Exactly. It's a very short time period, and it has to do with funding, the state sharing it through the county with the town.
Okay.
January to what?
So October to January 1st.
Those 3 months.
Would someone like to make a motion, then we adjourn the meeting with the intent not to return, to go into executive session, to talk about Time Warner Cable franchise contract renewal update, tax certiorari update, and the village-town arbitration update.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Folks, thank you very much for coming. Have a good evening.
Priscilla?
You want to have a good Thanksgiving, huh?
I don't know what
Yeah, want it back?
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, I'll see the final. I'll just say that.
Too many people spoke about the budget.